everyone who is the first timer. Today we're gonna do the whiteboard challenge, and I am Evan. I'm the co-founder of IterateUX, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to our session here. So we have partner here is 24 Hours UX. We'll have an event with them soon enough, I think in June, I believe. And if you guys want see us again or see their event, they're really cool, go to 24 Hours UX and then you can see there. You can learn a lot from there. First thing first, what is Whiteboard Challenge? The Whiteboard Design Challenge is becoming increasingly popular, a way for interviewers to evaluate a designer. So this is usually happen in the end of your, hey, we like you, but I want to test how you do this thing. That's basically the point of that. It's not about the result. No, but it's about your thinking process. You need to understand that. It doesn't matter if the wireframe will look so ugly, it doesn't matter. But the way that you get there, how? Okay, so that is what the Whiteboard Challenge really meant. Usually in the end of the cycle before they want to hire you. Why participate in the Whiteboard Challenge? Whether you are a person with a design background or not, Whiteboard Challenge can help you strengthen your problem solving and communication skill while under pressure. So the tips in here, I can give it to you. Keep talking. You got confused, keep talking. Keep asking me, keep asking Kim any question that come out to your mind, because we're gonna be the stakeholder here. There's nothing wrong, no good, no, there's no bad question. Everything is valid, everything is good. All right, so number one, understand the problem. Of course, in the first 5 minutes of you only have I think it's 20 minutes each team. So 5 minutes of the whiteboard session, like a whiteboard session, you thinking about what's the problem, what's actually the problem is, what's the user, who's the user are, and what's their need, So thinking about that. And then next one is flush out your idea. Do not need to, like thinking too much, about the feature and stuff like that. Just go with the flow. This is what we need to do. 14 minutes, 20 minutes is not a long time, guys. It maybe look a lot, but it's not a long time, okay? And then the last 1 minute, try to present it, basically. Close the loop. Try to present what you're finding out. Okay, always practice and practice again. Like I said earlier, the Whiteboard Challenge is like riding a bike. It may be hard for now, but as much as you can, please just practice it because you can get better that way. Okay, so let me see. Next one. This is the example of the Whiteboard Challenge, if you can see. And then the tips, just focus, keep talking, write it down what you are thinking, think it out loud. The process is more important than the final result. Like I said earlier, the final wireframe or like mockup doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, and then let's do this. But before we doing this, like I mentioned before, we are completely 100% free. If you guys want to support us, that deeply appreciated, because everything that you guys gave us, it will be used to pay out the Zoom, pay out all the Discord. Everything will go toward you guys too, not to us. We're doing this completely free for you guys. Okay, so let's get started. All right. I think, does everyone have this team one? Like,
yeah. All right. So let me go. I'm going to send the invites through Figma, and let me know if you can see the links.
Everyone has it.
Nice. And while Alice is sending that out, I just want to add on to what Evan was talking about. And some of you might be wondering, as Evan mentioned, why do whiteboard challenges exist? Not only is this usually at the end of the interview rounds, but it'll really showcase how you work through things. So treat this as a conversation, right? Have fun, make mistakes, and ask questions wherever you can. This is going to be something very new for many people. So let's just, see where it goes. And I think that we have our team one, right? We have people in here. Is everybody in attendance already? Like, I see Mandy, I see Lavina, Allison. Everybody's here. I'm not going to name everybody, but
Everyone there? Ready or not yet?
not yet. Where's
I
Okay.
see Lavina, Mandy. I 1, 2. Okay. All right, they are all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right. So you only have 20 minutes. I'm going to start a timer. So please remember listen to others, but always remember to speak up for your opinions.
Yeah.
But it's only 20 minutes, so you know what to do. All right.
Do not start it yet. Do not start it yet. Let me explain a little bit about the topic first. So this topic is designing a cookbook, recipe book, layout that can show recipes for people with all level cooking experience. So if you are new, they can show the like easy kind of recipe. If you are like expert, like Gordon Ramsay, I do not know, they're gonna show you like something more expert. We are Nutrition. Okay, that's a company, startup company, a health nutrition company that believes supporting healthy eating through conscious education and practice. The business problem here you need to think about, we need the user to engage with our recipes. More engagement equal more user. This is what we believe. User problem, recipe are too complex to follow. Okay. Novice home chefs are not likely to try new recipes because they seem too difficult to make. Only interacting with simple recipes that might be familiar with. Consideration in here, many users enjoy the onboarding and initial use of the apps. User will visit 2 or 3 times and then drop off. The company is expanding the recipes to be more inclusive, special diet. This is a mobile application, so you gotta create something mobile, okay? And relies on social media sharing like Instagram, TikTok, Cookpad, something like that. So this is your problem. Any question before we start the timer? Any question? I got? All right, Alice, go start the timer. And let's see how you guys.
Okay, so can you zoom out a little bit so everyone can see?
I am. I
Perfect.
know.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, 3, 2, 1, action.
I would like to know if there are any constraints that we need to know about.
What type of constraints are you kind of looking for outside of the ones that are provided?
Business or technical?
So right now, as we kind of have down here, we really want people to be engaging. So we want a lot of touch points. We want to get people to be liking and sharing and just build up a lot of this hype and exposure for nutrition. As mentioned, this is like a startup space, so we want our user base to grow as much as possible. Technical piece of this is we are reliant on third-party applications that already exist, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, stuff like that. So we don't have a lot of like deep engagement built into the app. So a lot of that is like sending, people using this and sending stuff out or tweeting about it and stuff like that. But we want to keep the engagement in.
Community engagement. That is what Kim is saying.
Is there already sort of like a community based around this, or is that something that we'll have to kind of consider build?
We already have the community behind this. It's been running for a while in the East Coast, which is in where we base at, in China and Taiwan, and we want to expand this company to the United States or North America.
Okay. I'm curious about the onboarding flow and why users typically drop off, if you happen to know that.
So most of the people dropping off because they couldn't understand what we are asking them based on like, hey, what's the level of your difficulty that you want, right? And then they maybe couldn't understand, hey, what's the difficulty this meant, like like what's easy looks like, what's the medium looks like, what's the hard looks like. That's a user research that we got. We are not clear enough to show them what easy, medium, hard, expert meant.
And also to bridge off of that, for the onboarding experience, we do have a lot of basic recipes that we use, and we do have a bit of a wizard. So we take people through like their first recipe. And I think the enjoyment portion that we've heard from our users is that feels like somebody's making stuff with them or guiding them through because they might not have any cooking experience.
I would like to find out who are our users.
Right now, we have a large base of new parents. We have people that have also joined in as like they work, so they're looking for quick meals. And there's also a growing amount of people coming in from the United States.
One of the things that I'm thinking about is the kinds of kitchen equipment people might have, particularly if they're new to cooking. So things that more experienced chefs might take for granted, even like a can opener or having a saute pan, might just not be in the cards for somebody who is new to cooking. So something that I'm thinking about when in terms of categorizing what counts as easy or more complex is not just how involved the recipe is, but how many utensils and things are required. And I'm wondering if there's a way that we could build into like an onboarding flow, or whether this is a part of the existing categorization, options to add in any like constraints or to mark off if people are mostly interested in like, microwave friendly recipes that might require fewer tools. It might be like lower barriers to entry.
That's a great point. I think right now we don't have any advanced types of filtering. We are primarily going in with the idea that people have some basics, but yeah, we don't have any more information on that.
Yeah, we don't actually restrict people. Hey, you need to have like a standing mixer or something like that to make a cake, for example. We don't restrict them.
Yeah,
there's no restriction on the tools.
What's interesting there, though, is I am a more experienced home cook, and I've talked to a lot of my friends about what keeps them from cooking, even if they're interested in it. And a lot of times it's that if they don't have exactly the tools that are listed in the recipe and they aren't a confident chef, they don't necessarily know what substitutions to make. And so I like the spirit of not being restrictive, of like, you can only do this if you have a standing mixer. But the flip side of that is how a question that I would have is, how can we be mindful about offering substitutions or alternative suggestions built into the recipe experience, so that way people can feel guided not only in completing the steps from A to B, but also in making changes and learning some too about what you can use as substitutions. Because that like the ability to know what you can substitute is one of those skills that more experienced chefs tend to take for granted and like forget that not everybody has that.
That could definitely be something that we like integrate as one of the features.
Sure.
I think I have one more question before maybe we move on to like feature ideation. What is like the user's primary motivation for wanting to join this app? Is this like a health food thing? Why are they joining this in the first place?
In China, the reason why people are joining us is because, hey, it's convenient to find a cook, like a recipe. It's easy. It's just like, hey, somebody sharing this. This is look good. Let me just cook it. That's basically what our users are saying. Like, there's plenty of recipe out there that have been made by our community, and it's easy enough for them to follow. For the tools that you mentioned, we could try to implement it, but how and how it looks, that's something that we do not know until now. How it works too,
So I don't know about you or the team here, but this is like my first whiteboarding challenge, but I'm pretty sure like at this point, maybe we should switch over to like defining specifically what we want to solve for. If anyone else has any insight on that, open to it.
Yes, you guys almost have 11 minutes left.
I think I would recommend the team participating right now to consider, how would we kind of tackle that engagement focus point. So, yeah.
One thing that I'm thinking about, particularly for those folks who are more beginners, it would be interesting to develop a series, like a Cooking 101 series of recipes. I don't know if that's already part of the process, but that it helps folks develop certain skills along the way. So even like a recipe that teaches how to, dice an onion. That's another one of those skills that can be taken for granted. And then at the end, you have, like a tasty meatloaf. And then the next time you can build on dicing and add in another skill that you can use in a lot of different areas, like making a roux. Mm-hmm. And then you have a gravy for your meatloaf, things like that.
I'm a big fan of that. As far as the engagement piece, I guess I'm kind of just thinking through like why people love social media and engaging on social media, and maybe we implement some of those kinds of things. So maybe you take a picture when you finish your recipe and people get to be like, yeah, that looks so good. That's just throwing that out there.
This might be a bit off base, but along the lines of taking pictures of your food and using that as a way to leverage more social media engagement, building a sense of community. There's a real art to taking like a nice photo of your food, or like how to take a picture of your meal so that way it looks nice and like something you'd want to share. I wonder if I wonder about building into the app like tips for plating or lighting to take a nice photo. That's incidental to the actual
cool for like
cooking,
a homemaking thing. Yeah, I like that too. Do you think that like are there other ways that we're kind of missing sort of community engagement other than, I don't know, just the one thing I said about food photos?
Guys, you only have 8 minutes left. If I may suggest, you should suggest to define what you guys want to tackle and then create a solution out of it. You don't need to be a lot of screen, just one or two would be okay.
Okay, so should we kind of just do one sort of how do we want to handle this onboard?
I have a suggestion, probably to pick out a particular user, a type of user, and focus on that. While we're talking, I chose to focus on working persons, and I have some how might we questions, since like engagement and liking and stuff is quite desired. I asked like how might we reward persons for engaging on the app, constantly logging into the app. How might we reward persons for sharing and stuff like that? That's some of the questions I asked. So what do y'all think about that?
I'm thinking that maybe we can make a layout for 3 different levels, like a beginner, medium, and advanced, and every layout will be personalized for them. So if you're a beginner, they can show maybe the how to chop an onion or things like that.
We kind of need to decide on something and actually start mocking up stuff. So
I think I like the differentiating the different levels for the game, and then just to engage the engagement part, we could just be like share your result as part of that, and that might play into that a little bit. I don't know how you all feel like that.
We probably could do a quiz, like card swiping quiz, and based on the answers they get right, they get assigned to a level. What y'all think about that?
I don't really understand that in the moment, but
what I'm trying to find out is what design are we going to, because the time is running out. So.
I think maybe to like narrow your thinking a little bit, I think one of the main user problems was that like the perceived depiction of a recipe looks too complex to follow. And I think that at this point, there's only 6 minutes, there's some really cool features. But personally, I think I'd be interested to see how we would up the engagement and potentially, give some flexibility depending on the experience levels of our users.
Well, let me think of how maybe assign different roles and divide different levels. Maybe 2 persons can work on making the recipes less complex, and 2 persons may focus on mocking a design for the engagement. Can that work?
Sure, we can try that.
All right. I kind of find working on the engagement. Well, who would work on it with me? Because
I'll do that.
who's I?
Sorry, Mandy.
Oh, Mandy. Okay. All right. Mandy, I was thinking, probably thinking more of the reward thing on different levels. Maybe you could have like daily login. They get a prize maybe for that or something else.
You can just start throwing things on there, and then we'll go from there.
Well, this will probably be user avatar, menu, stuff like that. This probably be on the pop-up on the homepage. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Probably showing different days, and will be like a calendar or something and stuff.
Would this be kind of like a notifications page, like similar to social media? So maybe like beneath it, it'll be like, oh, maybe someone liked your post. So then you're like, oh, I want to see who liked my meatloaf, whatever.
I was thinking of rewarding for like engagement and stuff. And maybe we could add a share button that this person got this reward and stuff a week. And so they probably could be able to share to their social media. Stuff like that.
For this potentially second screen, would we kind of just want to list like these recipes are easy, these recipes are medium? I'm not sure if anyone wants to weigh in. That'd be great.
Oh,
and then we could just add a share button too, maybe.
You could have their level. Okay, you level or cooking level, and you could have some recommended recipes and stuff, and the name of the recipe, wherever, and details, and that they can scroll through, maybe a carousel kind of thing. And recommended recipes, depends on the person they are. You can have recipes that are for like working people probably need to meal prep. Probably have recipes that we could easily meal prep that we could scale up on. Moms may need recipes that can be done in a short space of time. You can have these here, but differentiated by categories. This is, and probably if there isn't enough time, we'll probably have a video,
like a how-to situation,
tutorial. I'm trying to name of the recipe and details. Then we could have a step-by-step and the ingredients needed and stuff like that. But I think probably we should rewards homepage recipes, and this will be and that's it. I think that's probably all we'll be able to get in at this moment.
All right, time, guys. That's okay. That's okay. Do you guys, can one of you present what you guys just did? Like, can you walk me through?
Man, do you want to walk through or?
No, give me a walkthrough. Just give me a walkthrough. Who wants? Who wants to be?
I'll try to narrate, and if someone wants to jump in.
Who is it? Give me a second. Give me a second.
Mandy.
All right. I'm following you right now. Okay, tell me what you did.
Okay, so essentially we decided to work through on how to increase engagement and, well, maybe not. Either way, okay. Let me walk through profile page. So essentially a profile page is just showing like notifications, and then also like gives you sort of like points for signing in, points for doing recipes and things like that. And so it will be seen on this notification page, maybe might be the case. And then you have the opportunity to share it with your community. So you kind of just like show off all these points that you're getting. So hopefully incentivize the user, but then also like in increasing the engagement on the app overall. And then like on this home page, we're just looking to have like different ways to categorize the recipes. So recipes by level, which maybe gets sorted out in the onboarding flow, which we didn't really design, but it's just something we considered. And then maybe different categories of recipes of types of food, or how much time you have, or what specific kitchen tools you have in the moment. So a few different ways that you could sort through that. And then obviously, if you click on a recipe, you're going to learn more about it. So having a video on there with all of the details where people can go through and have more interaction with the recipe itself. So the video obviously can show you how to do things, but below having the instructions, so you don't have to stop and start the video or whatever, and just having it really cater to the users, like what they need in the moment. So maybe it's a checklist for when they go to the grocery store, and then below it's like the instructions for the recipe. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if anyone wants to chime in there.
Okay, I have a question for you guys first. Okay, what you guys think about this this exercise? Challenging, hard, what?
Intense.
It was hard to work with a lot of people in such a short amount of time, because you kind of want to hear everyone out, and then you want to just like come to a common conclusion.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. That's the idea, right? So I saw that a lot of comment, hey, asking me, is it individual or like group whiteboard challenge? Mostly whiteboard challenge doing it individual. Of course, doing it with the group would be harder. But if you can do something hard, individual will be easier, and you can tackle this one really easy. So first thing first, okay, let me give you my feedback first. Do you mind, Kim? Let me go first.
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right, let me give you feedback first, okay? So this is your feedback from me. First thing, that you guys a bit kind of slow focusing on what's the point? Like, what is the thing that you can solve right now? What is the thing that you can solve right now as an individual? To do that, easy. Analyzing the topic and the business problem word by word. Let me tell you what it meant. Okay, so designing a cookbook, right? So we designing a cookbook, right? That show recipe, the people showing the recipes, right? For people that level cooking with all level cooking experience. Okay, so this is a third, like three kind of big word there. Designing a cookbook, show recipes for all level. Okay, so and here they say we need user to engage to our recipes. So it means that more engagement equal more user, right? This is where you guys come up with this answer. This is great, but they have another easy way to do this one. You think about it. I think is Asharia. Is that how to say it?
Asharia.
Sorry if I pronounce your word is. So what can you do right now? I heard that you say, hey, how about we have the questionnaire to identify, hey, you are good with cooking. You know, you have this experience on leveling. How can you show that? Maybe questionnaire. Maybe, hey, can you name these tools or whatnot to identify your level of familiarity of tools? You know, the onboarding things may be easier to do than showing it in because right now you have three different solutions for 3 HOMAI. You know, maybe if you can narrowing it down to, hey, let's just focus on this one. How can you make this one? You know, how can make cooking the fun part of the experience? Maybe just focus on that one. Or maybe, hey, how can we, categorize people experience? You know, how can we do that? So narrowing it down to something that can be done right now would be beneficial for you. Mm-hmm. Because if you are a bit too muddy, you are not solving too much of things. You know, you're not solving too much of the problem itself. But I'm not gonna say that you're not doing a good job. You guys are doing a good job. You guys talking, keep engaging, keep asking us questions. Oh, hey, who's a user? What's a user? And then what we are doing? You know, what we were doing. Why can we? You know, the tools one is really interesting for me. Like, hey, no restriction of the tools that I'm saying, and can we add some substitution or alternative? Maybe this is the HOMAI way. How can we showing, you know, substitution of the tools? So people that do not understand, hey, what is a standing mixer, they can see, oh yeah, maybe they have like, I don't know, wicks or something. Maybe they can use the hand mixer or something like that. Does that make sense? Maybe that's something that you can do too. So one more thing, guys. This session might be running a bit over just because we started a bit late. I'm sorry about that, but I just want you guys to learn. Okay. So Kim, go ahead. What's your question? What's your feedback?
I think that like as a team, y'all did really well. Like it is really hard to have so many people in a room and make decisions. Kind of echoing what Evan was saying, like, I think this might be helpful for a team too, but like having something and just making that decision, move on. You're going to see this in practice a lot also if you're like not working currently, but when you're working on a team, it's like you were growing the scope a lot. You came up with so many brilliant things. And I would say another thing to keep in mind, if you're doing another practice like this or anything similar, is put something on paper or in this case, into FigJam. Like a circle, I have no idea what a circle is, but if you put even a little bit of text that says profile picture, I can start and make an opinion around that. If you put something down and just say, this is what I'm doing, does anybody else have any comments? Do you want to add on to something? You have a reference point, right? So I would say like a prototype, as I've mentioned, like it can be bad, it can be beautiful. It doesn't matter. What it needs to do is convey your thought. You're putting your ideas on something that other people can visualize and make another decision or move forward or back from. So, I mean, great job. I love your questions. I love where you're going. Be mindful of your time. Of course, 20 minutes is rough, even if it's on one person. So it is a lot of intense work. You know, it feels like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right or not? But I think you guys did a really great job, especially if it was like your first time or, you know, this is great. I advise my next pieces for you is just really keep going. This could have been really, really cool. Like, and also if you don't have a lot of time, maybe focus on a single screen and give context around that. And I love, you know, for all of you on taking different roles, like taking notes, putting things down, being the person to present. It is hard because essentially you're doing live improv with like squares and circles, right? So huge stuff. Keep this up, and I'm excited for, you know, the next team.
Maimun, you have a question? What's your question?
I actually wanted to give some kind of my 2 cents to the team. Is that okay if I can give some thought process of how I would take this with respect to the challenge?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. I think the team has done a really great job in trying to do the whiteboard challenge. But then a couple of things from my end. I've not done much of a whiteboard challenging in itself, but I have quite some experience in design thinking. So what I would like to share is that I think what I agree with Avinash, where he said that the team was actually focusing on social media platform sharing and social engagement because it was explicitly stated as a problem. Now, from a design thinking point of view, if we apply certain, step back and think on why is that, people are not just socially engaging, but actually what is the core of the problem? I think the team would have directed a little better than what they have gone right now, right? So what I was thinking was the problem statement clearly stated that the onboarding part was done by many of the people, and people started even using a couple of recipes, but dropped out after using 2 to 3 recipes. So definitely the problem is not in onboarding. Onboarding people are able to do and complete. But after you apply the 2 to 3 recipes, you're dropping off. So definitely something is not happening with what people are thinking or not matching the people's mental model after the onboarding, which means that either it is certain aspects of the application which is making it difficult for the user, right? So I think I was expecting if somebody would actually ask what is the pain point or what was the actual reason why people dropped off after 2 to 3 application of recipe. So there can be several aspects of this. One is, was it because it was having inconsistent level of cooking, like being a beginner having very high and complex recipes, restaurant style recipes, or was it because it was too simple for an expert user to use? Or that is the mismatch between the user and the recipe level. And second is that, was it due to the cuisine? I'm an Indian, but I perhaps have a lot of Chinese recipes in the application, or maybe I'm an American stepping in, but having too many non-American recipes. Was it cuisine mismatch? Or was it because of the tools? Like one of our jury said that it's because I don't have a can opener, I don't have a wok, I don't have... Why is that the people are failing to use or consume my content of the application, right? Or was it because of really the social media? Nobody's getting a reach, or nobody's seeing the pictures I'm posting, or I don't have the ability to post videos of the making and after making videos of the food? Or was it really because if there was any competitor in the market who's doing better than me? That's a key question. If there is something better, and despite of having all things right in my place, if somebody else is offering a USP which is kicking me out of the market, that's why people are dropping out of your app and going to somewhere else. So these kind of questions was what I was expecting by the team. But since the problem statement was already focusing on social media, doesn't mean that you just, social media is coming in the last part of the journey. If I am a user of your app, and if I am trying to consume the recipe correctly, and then I'm producing the recipe spot on, then only I'll come to the social media thinking part of it, right? It won't be right in the beginning that how will I share the social media. Perhaps during the make of the recipe, you are thinking about social media, but social media is the tail of the journey. Let's think about the pain points. That's where I would taunt the jury, or, I would pester the jury of, tell me what is the pain point? Who are the end users? And why would they quit after the 2 to 3 usage of recipes? Once this is done, of course, time management is really crucial. I could see that Arshia and Mandy, everyone was trying to, put as many features as they can and try to arrive at an ideation. Team building or team coordination is there, but I think since the lack of time, everyone has to put all of their ideas in. So it's really, it doesn't really matter who thinks on what, but I think cohesiveness at the end of the day, somehow or the other will achieve. But these were the key spot-ons which I thought should have helped the team direct better to the solution. But however, it was a great effort by the team. I really liked it. Thank you so much. Thanks for the time.
Not a problem. All right, so let's go move to team 2, yeah? Before
Awesome.
Alice kill me. So,
About to. All right, so everyone, I'm going to send you, not everyone, sorry, team 2, I'm going to send you the invite. So I know Jan and Michael, you might not be able to attend, but that's all right. We do have 2 more, since we now have 2 more spots. And while we are waiting for people to join in, I see Alice is here. Who else can be here? No, hard stuff. Okay.
Here, my name is Vanita.
Vanita, are you? Yeah, I see your emails in there. Did you receive the email from me? I mean, from Figma?
Didn't save my email. Let me refresh.
If not, I'm going to directly send it to you.
Alice, did somebody left or not show up for team 2?
Yeah,
think
sure.
Young is not able to
Young,
come
yeah.
because
We
we're going
have
overtime.
we have
2 more.
Mayor, yeah, they can replace if you want.
Yeah. So who would like to attend?
There's somebody in the team.
Tiffany,
In the chat.
no. So first come, first serve. Sorry, this is a first come, first serve. So Amber, I'm sorry. What's your what's your email? Can you
Amber, Maya, and
reply?
Antonio.
Yes. I have sent you a direct message. Oh, perfect. So I am adding your email in. So Berman, you should be able to receive an email from Figma. And Antonio, can I please have your, oh, perfect. You can read my mic. All right. So I just sent you an email from Figma. So you should be able to attend as well. So far I see Vanetta and AliceCon is here, and I see Amber is here. 1, 2. What about Prince? Is Prince here? If not, I am going to who's next? Antonio,
Okay.
Tiffany.
Okay.
Tiffany. Can I please have your email?
Is Prince here? Going once? Going two? Going third? Okay. No one. At Tiffany.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So Tiffany, I just added you. You should be able to yep. Okay. So I see 1, 2, 3. Okay, Tiffany. Are you able to get the Figma link from the email?
All right, let's get this one started.
I'm getting in there right now.
Here? Is everyone here? Not yet?
Yep.
I see
Tiffany.
1, 2, 3.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4. No,
4?
Kimberly is not. 1,
That's
2,
not
3.
Oh,
I don't see the email.
You don't see the email? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Let me send you the link right here. Tiffany.
Yes.
Oh, that's not the link. Copy
Wait,
link.
they have two Alice. Oh, different.
Oh, what happened?
What?
it's me. Don't worry. It's me. Just want to make sure that everybody's going to get the same time.
Okay. Oh, that's so thoughtful. Good. Thank you. All right, Tiffany, I just sent you the link directly to your message. Are you able to get into Figma? I see you
Yes,
are
it's loading
icon.
right now.
Wonderful. Beeply
Alright.
bubbly doo. Can we show the thank you.
All right.
To go.
All right.
like
For
fear.
those of you who cheat, okay, that's the you gotta be honest in not seeing that before that. But yeah, let's get it started. So the topic is designing a digital workout experience for people on the go. The company name is Flex, a fitness company that believes that your workout should be flexible as you are. Business problem is we want more users to sign up unique subscription plan where they can create unique customized routine based on their health goal. You can see the user problem. People find working out alone is difficult. Can move your mouse, please?
Oh, sorry.
And rely on spontaneous motivation to use the apps. Many people end up creating spontaneous workout that they really enjoyable in the moment. When they are not motivated, they end up skipping their daily activity. So this is some consideration that you need to think about. And let's get it started. All right, let's get it started.
Awesome.
Alice, put
Oh, we
your
have a timer. Nice.
timer.
Oh, I was on mute. Okay, sorry.
All
Can
right.
someone elaborate what target mark, like the first consideration? If many users are remote workers that travel frequently.
Yep. So we're targeting like the on-the-go fitness market. So what this means is like people that are moving around a lot, especially remote workers.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So people who are moving around, traveling, not having a daily routine, maybe living in different places. Interesting.
So based on this one, I suppose there's gonna be a night mode for this one.
We don't have currently a night mode in the application.
Okay, because there's like sometimes if you want it bright, you want to have a white screen, you turn it white or you turn it black. Depends on your. Or maybe I'm overthinking. Okay. So there's the problem. What do we put here?
So it says this is a web-based application that provides guided video workouts in the web player. So
Oh, so we have to use this.
is it not an app then it is only on like an actual PC type situation?
So I think it's like it's gonna be like Facebook, I guess. Sorry.
Sorry, I want to ask: is there any users have some feedback why they find it's too difficult to work out alone, or what they want to have the experience work with about, like how to make them. Sorry, they're a little nervous. Is that
okay.
Have some users mentioned why they think like workout alone should be very difficult, or?
Yeah, I can expand a little bit more on that. So a lot of the users are finding that working out by themselves is really hard to have consistent workouts. So we've heard the feedback that they want to be working out 5 out of 7 days, but they're telling us that, based on our interviews, that they don't feel motivated to do the workout on their own, even though they set that goal.
Sorry. What I want to ask is that workout alone is that they don't have any people can guide them, or they just want to do some fitness with their friends or others.
Yeah, so I'll expand a little bit more on like what the guided video workouts are like. It's primarily basic visuals and audio. So there's no other person. So I think that users are feeling that it's just them and they're lonely in terms of their workout experience.
That's a good one.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
It's a
That could be.
That's one thing that you can get. This one is a home workout that you can do on the go. So that's one thing. One clue that I can give it to you.
Interesting. Okay. So these are home workouts. That currently, is there a reason for not having anything on the mobile device, or anything that can be taken along with you?
So what kind of workouts will Flex provide? Would there be workouts that are from the YouTube playlist, or do they have to hire instructors for this one?
Yeah, I'll answer the first question of why no mobile, because the web player is one of the best in terms of displaying the videos. We are moving potentially to a mobile platform depending on, how the growth is in terms of adoption. And then the question number 2, in terms of like, is this similar to like a YouTube playlist? Or is there a person? This is, so can you kind of just clarify what you're trying to look for?
Because are you guys going to import existing YouTube videos done by like instructors or like established channels? Or Flex is going to have their in-house instructors for their workouts?
Everything will be in-house. So we have.
Okay. So you guys have your own workouts. Okay. So
exactly.
So basically, what I'm thinking so far is maybe ask them like a few survey questions, and then you come up with suggestions based on their answers on the subscription that they like, and then from there, once they pick the subscription they like. Wait, is it paid? Wait a sec. What's not unique customized routines, unique subscriptions price? So they have to pay. Okay. And then once they pay, they start getting their videos, and then maybe they have to have a filter. Maybe they gotta have a preference for what workouts they like somewhere. Wait a sec.
Yeah. So to add a little bit of clarity, the subscription would allow people to make unique workouts, but the basic free one, the basic free plan that anybody can use, those are pretty standard, like like, lower body activity or like upper body workouts and stuff like that.
Mm.
You guys want to focus on one thing in general as a group? Because I was thinking of focusing on how to make these users more consistent so they're more engaged with the app.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking these could be sessions that are hosted by perhaps popular people or influencers or people who meet their like unique health goals. Someone they see like on other platforms, like eating healthy, and like living the life that they want to, and use those people to lead it. And then I was also thinking that if you do it at like specific time slots, okay, you have to use it when this person comes on. So then you have a community of people and they're there with you. And I was also thinking that it might be a good idea to have people pay to be a part of these groups in short sprints, like in 1 month sprints or 3 month sprints. And they pay X amount for whatever challenge or difficulty. And the winners are determined by like using it like every, session. So if it's like you work out 5 days a week and it's like the sessions are going on 5 days a week, you have to be on 5 days a week consistently in order to win the pot of money. And that way people can bring their friends in, have them bet with them, and like make these fitness plans together and have a community.
That's a good idea. My one question and concern is the business problem says that we want them to sign up for unique subscriptions where they can create their unique customized routines. So I don't know if the existing app actually is focused on following an influencer or forcing people to kind of create customized routines. So maybe a question is like, is there a streaming service available in the current experience?
Well, I was thinking that they could perhaps, there's like a questionnaire or a survey when you join the app, like saying, hey, what are your fitness goals? What are your unique goals? And perhaps have like a set, like a handful, maybe like 10 or 20 unique different things that people want to focus on, like different personas, and then seek out the like influencers in the audience from there.
Gotcha. I think the first step, definitely we should ask for health goals. That's part of the business problem of kind of bringing that in, and then connecting with influencers or people could be like the external trigger that they're lacking to be consistent. So I think that's a good problem to tackle.
I was also thinking along those lines of like, if they are somebody who travels often, if there was like an actual physical place you could go to, as well as joining virtually, so you could have the option to go if you wanted to.
Should we like do that later?
Guys, you only have 10 minutes left.
All right. So I think we should probably jump into next steps. We have one goal of how we might create a more consistent workout experience for users. And we're doing it for the web. So maybe quickly chart out a user flow and then dive into the individual features we might want to present on the screen.
Where do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the survey? Do you want to start with like a home page?
We could start by asking, we could consider a wizard-like format while collecting, there could be multiple ideas, and proposing one idea where we have a wizard-like format, we're collecting their user goals, asking them to connect their social, and then we're providing them the homepage with more personalized options to join particular groups. And then within the groups, they could have, and on the homepage, they could have multiple features, but some kind of an initial
onboarding.
A signal gathering, onboarding, and then jumping into a personalized homepage experience.
So like, let's say that like sign up of sorts.
Yeah, I just sign up. What do you guys think about sign up? Sign up could like help connect their social, like Facebook or Instagram, it could add to friction as well. But since the main problem, the business problem is to get paid subscribers, I think having sign up maybe after seeing the homepage could be interesting too, so that we can have more users go to the homepage actually. So maybe we could have two versions, or right now, based on just discussion, choose one over the other.
Just to kind of put a little bit more, paint another picture of this, is that our current users, around 80% of them are free users, and 20% opt in for subscriptions. And in terms of their health goals, we do a small test in the beginning when they onboard, but that's about it. And those kind of carry forward.
And do we have any data on how they usually like sign up? Do they, in the current infrastructure, do they sign up via email, or are they already connecting via like any of their socials? Is there a lot of friction in that existing experience?
We do see that people have a tendency to like sign up with email. There's a mix actually. There's like emails, and there's also like log in with your social, like your Instagram and stuff like that, if you want to share your workouts or things like that.
You guys think it would be possible that if they share their workouts like enough, like through, let's say like Instagram Live or TikTok Live, that there's some incentive that we can give them to like have this limited time upgrade to like the premium version, where then they can see that experience, and then also, since they're broadcasting, they're going to broadcast that experience to a larger audience and like their communities. I'm just spitballing, so.
I think that would be like a long-term goal. I feel like that would be a good idea. I feel like for now we could focus on like what they're having, like a sign up, and maybe have another screen for people that don't want to sign up, just, you know, be able to join a class for free online without having to sign up.
Good idea. We could have like a skip.
Let's put it here in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Right. And do we have any data on what are the top health goals, existing health goals? In that case, we can kind of create some predefined options. And if we don't, then we can have like an open box area.
I think maybe we. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I think maybe we can give some like very quickly quiz at there, and so the users can finish some of them, and also type in some of their own health goals, like just like mention about the long-term goals as well as the short-term. And so when users stop their, for example, like they have got their short-term goals and they stopped, so we can ask them, would you like to adjust your goals or your fitness plan to reach your long-term goals next time?
Awesome. I think that would really help in the subscription model as well, like for them to continuously, if they sign up with long-term goals, then they're more likely to stay on here. So maybe that's something we do ask along with goals.
Yeah.
And then what about for the skip page for the people that don't want to put in their health goals? What if we just had like a quick thing of like maybe categories of different videos or groups that they could join?
Is that free trial?
Yeah.
Or they have to sign up still?
You're asking us?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, because we put the skip part. That's why I was saying that.
or like experience some free groups at first?
So like as we have in the flowchart, for the people who skip, maybe they don't see anything personalized. They just see something specific to their goal, but there is no social element attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think about the user's problem, we can engage with the business problem, because user problem said they find out workout alone is too difficult, so that we can use it to satisfy we can make them invite their maybe friends, or to attend some groups to have more users can sign up for this plan. For this app, I mean.
Right. So almost like in the homepage, still having this connect via social option available. It's social. So
What social do you think we should put there? Like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
It's a good question. Do we have any research on what social platform this user group uses?
I would recommend Facebook and Instagram based on experience, not on research though. I know it's not what you exactly want, but based on experience, some of them would like to share their personal goals on Facebook or, Instagram, so like some people, they would have some, for example, at username fit, like some people, they would have username, they would have their personal Instagram account. They would have their Instagram account just for their health journey and whatnot. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we could go with both, and based on the engagement, either stick with one or the other. I think it's also interesting to probably put like a timeline for your health goals.
So for the timeline, a lot of people from my experience set aggressive timelines, and they end up failing at them. Should we help users set their timelines for their goals? Like, hey, like if you're going to lose weight, try this amount at your current ability level. Or, if you're trying to build muscle, you're not going to shred it overnight, but perhaps work to build X amount of muscle by like a few weeks. So they have those like quick wins.
That's a great point. We could do that. We can have some tips for them maybe while they're like, we really haven't boiled down how this timeline UI works, but we could have that functionality of providing some tips for setting this timeline for the users. So maybe that's present as well.
Yeah, and also I think it's on the Go Fitness market. So maybe we can also make some choice for them, like the 30 minutes long or 1 hour long, for them to choose according to their time.
According to their workout type too, because sometimes some people like it, low impact. Some people like it high intensity and whatnot. Speaking of, I'm sorry if I'm a little confused, but what's the first page people should see here? The screen, Vinita?
The first page, probably as they would have a home page, but as they land and say, okay, I want to use this product, we would start with a personalization journey, like where they're connecting their goals, asking them if they want to sign up with us, connect their socials, and then we're landing them to the app main page.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So wondering if we did a UI on it. Okay.
That's okay. All right. Somebody can summarize to me what you guys just do. Somebody volunteering.
I can do that.
Hold on. Let me follow you. Give me a second. All right. There you go. Go ahead. Tell me how is your process?
All right. So I think the team did a good job of kind of sticking to the prompt and really thinking about the business problem and the user problem. We asked a couple of questions around, who these users are and what their challenges are. So there are a couple of challenges here. We focused on the one where people were spontaneously using the app and not being consistent. So we made that decision as a group, I think pretty early on, that we want to target this problem of not being consistent. We had a few ways to tackle it. We talked about like using influencers, using friends, we talked about like just like having more like trying out different devices like mobile or notifications. And then as the trend is a lot towards like social, we converge on the idea of having like buddies that help you out and personalizing the experience for you. So I think after narrowing on that problem, we try to look at the end-to-end experience for the user, kind of like mapping out the user flow. A user flow is a short, simple one here, which kind of starts by asking you some questions, trying to connect your socials so that we have access to your friends, that we can also invite on the platform so that you have other triggers to be in the product. And then we dived into how we could personalize your experience, which is the chunk of the value prop for the user. So based on the goals, we could have different sort of experiences for you. And as a team, we discussed, high level, I think, on each of the user stages. We did not jump a lot into the UI design, so we have very rough UI screens here. But we looked at, okay, how do we need to collect health goals? There were discussion of timelines. There's also we discovered there's a user problem that people send unrealistic timelines, so we need to provide them some guidance. Then we moved on to a sign-up experience. We had an experience for people to sign up via email, Instagram, but we also kept the skip option because we thought there are people who just want to dive in and see what the product is all about before kind of giving their information. Once they have kind of connected the socials, now we're able to give them a personalized experience here. So the main page would contain various sections based on their different health goals. So here we have some mock content based on, some common fitness goals. We talked about kind of still having this Instagram, Facebook button that can help you connect with your friends, which was, again, one of the value props that can push you to be more consistent on the app. So yeah, we didn't really get into the UI design of it, but I think there were some really good points. I think that the team can chime in a little bit maybe on anything that I missed.
Anything else from the team? All right. So I hear the cricket, so it's meant that nothing else. Let's get into it. I like you guys are number one. Kim, don't you? Let me go for it first, okay? Sorry. All right. So first thing first, I like the idea that you guys are analyzing what's the problem or like, what's the problem? Tell me the problem. What's the problem here? You guys knows exactly what's a business problem, what the user problem, and you're combining it. From the earlier team, they wasn't realizing it, but now you guys taking the advantage because you're the second team. Because you guys are the second team, you're taking advantage to analyzing what's the problem are. And from that problem, I like the idea of you guys to focusing it just that small. When you guys starting small, you guys can finish a lot. I like the idea of of you guys, defining what's really the problem. What's the how might we can solve right now, like what we were talking about earlier. So one thing that I would say, I know that you guys are not finishing up the UI here, which is fine. I like you guys. We don't talk about this, but this is something important. This diagram, this user flow, important. Who have this idea? I bet that you have done this one before, that you know exactly what can help you a lot. Here, give us the visualize of what you guys trying to do. So I can understand, Kim can understand, my Moon can understand what you guys are trying to do, right? So one thing that I can tell you guys, maybe spend a little bit time on the UI, maybe connecting the dot, like you use your arrow of where this is going. Hey, create, for example, if this is a button, where it's gonna go, like what's gonna happen. Maybe this one is a skip. So now when you skip, you have timeline for your goal. Do you still want to connect the Instagram or Facebook? Maybe that is what you're thinking. The reason why I'm asking you guys why creating the arrow here, so even you are not missing up your idea, because when you are talking, this is pretty flow, right? It's only like 20 minutes. You may forget something, or we may forget something what you guys just did, you know? But if you have indication of what to do or what the interaction is, that would help us a lot. So for me, I think this is a lot better than the first name. And the way that you guys collaborate is okay. I think you get, of course, usually are individual. Whiteboard channels are usually individual. But I like the idea that you guys are listening to each other and then getting the input and building up on that to get a good result. Okay. All right. So that is for me. Kim, do you have something else?
I feel like you always take like you always give great feedback in the beginning. And I'm like, oh no. But I mean, I echo a lot of the points that Evan has. I love the idea that you have the flow chart. Again, it's helping build that mental model. I would have loved to see why you're focusing on the specific screens that you've chosen. Like, why are you doing these 3 things inside the flow? If you can tell me why, perfect. Like if you're saying, we really want to focus on the sign up because this is the thing that's going to make people connect the dots more. They're going to want to, subscribe more. They're going to feel less lonely. Whatever the answer is, tell me why you're choosing this, because time is so limited, right? It's such a resource. And for all the things that are true, in terms of like the UI being just, here's some words on some background, totally love it, because you're able to talk through it, right? You're able to help me understand. I would have liked to see a little bit more order in terms of, well, they would go here and then they would go here. And if they don't do this, like you were talking a lot about that. They're like, well, what if we are skipping? What would that look like? What if we aren't skipping? What would that look like? So you almost had a full flow built out for the onboarding part. I think there were some really cool nuggets of like, again, ideas. And I love how you guys were trying to steer each other back. I heard a lot of, do we want to do that right now? Do we want to, make these big bets? I heard a lot of you bringing in your own understanding of, fitness or people or, how people use things. That's really important because there's, again, not a lot of time. I think maybe for the next time, come in and ask a little bit more about the current, because that could have helped. I think that, when you understand what's going on, it can maybe bridge to help you focus on what the UI was. I almost expected a little bit more of focusing onto the emotional aspect from the user of the loneliness. Like, why are they feeling lonely? What is that connection to the subscription model? I heard a few beginnings that kind of died off and you guys refocused. Still great, because I was able to see how you were all thinking, which is really the key of this, right? So I think that it was really great. Again, taking from the feedback from before, applying it. And I think for the next few pieces, it'd be interesting because you're already thinking of your personal mental models. You might already know of some big brand fitness corporations taking some inspiration from elsewhere and using that to build on existing understanding of like Peloton, for example, not to name drop, but they're a huge community-based thing. It would have been cool to say, we want to take an element from an existing place and try it out here and explain why, or at least like connect the dots again for us. But overall, great job. I think this one, again, this was a lot more cohesive. You touched a lot of like pain points, and great job, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, and nice meeting you all.
Yeah, not a problem. So, guys, sorry, guys, I think here, Alice here have something to say. So go ahead, Alice. This is your time to shine. You're muted, by the way. Find the mute button. There you go.
Okay.
Good job.
So I just wanted to This is out of my expectation. Anyway, so if you guys really like our events, I really will suggest you to definitely join our Discord and definitely check our LinkedIn. And if you found that Evan and Kim actually provide you a valuable lesson over here, don't forget you can also support us. And I will be sharing the information in the chat.
Hey everyone, on behalf of IterateUX, we would like to thank you so much for watching this week's event. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll have events every Thursday at 5:30 Pacific Time. Join our Discord in the description to find out more.